Tasty, tasty. Tasty, tasty. Incredible. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, guys. I hope you're having a really good Sunday. Where to start? Gemma's first today. Thank you so much. Good evening. Ballboy's here as well. Says good evening. Watching the F1, but I'm checking in. I have the F1 on the TV just over there. I can't really make out what's going on unless I sit like this and look past the camera, but it is on in the background. Anonymous Biker as well. Say's here too. So is Perlin. Maybe Yes is here as well. Funky too. Framed. Keep Science as well. RL Keeps. Thank you so much for the 17 months of subs, dude. Thank you so much for that. Rue as well. Geeky Ed, hey man, good to see you. Alvy's here as well. Shyla Cotus is here too. Jenga. Anarchy. Subscribed for 33 months. 33 months of subs. Says hi Jay in chat. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday. I'm having a good day. Thank you so much. Clownfish is here. So is JMS. So is Newfie. It's Borbin time. Is that like keyboarding time? I don't know. Fish and Dash says good evening as well. A blessed evening says Curious Panda. I hope you bought your desk mat, dude. Ozkulane's here as well. So's Hammer Brother. Reading from the Book of J, chapter 3, verses 16 to 42. No one would read the Book of J. It would be full of useless information. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's keep.
Tasty, tasty.
No, the whole point of the hobby is to covet thy neighbour's keep, right? You see something you want, and then you buy something different. Snicky's here as well. The Book of J, chapter 3, verses 16 and 18. And Jay, in his wisdom, spoke unto the people, saying, seek peace in the simple things, for the keys you press and the cup you hold are blessings in themselves. Let your heart find joy in the rhythm of your daily labours. That's pretty good. I like that. Jay comments the F1 weekend for stream. I'd be up for that. No, dude, no. I couldn't do that. I would be terrible at that. And plus I can't really see it. Like, I'd have to change how the office is set up to be able to watch it properly. That was good. Yeah, the verse was good. I enjoyed that. Ozkilane knocking it out of the park there. Oh, you certainly did buy the desk mat. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Yeah, good. Good. Prince Skipple, thank you so much for the subscription at tier 1 as well. That takes us to 172, 240. The gift subs that got given away last month have clearly dropped off, which is why we're so far away from the target. I'm going to reset that target now. Actually, let me remember how to do this. I just need to remember where it is in Twitch. And we'll reset it to something a little bit more achievable. Where is it? Quick actions, manage goals. Okay. Manage goals. Here we go. End goal. Manage goals. Goal amount. I said it's something more reasonable. Start goal. Boom. There we go. We're a little bit closer. We're a little bit closer. Yeah. So I think some of the gift subs didn't continue them, which is why it dropped down so significantly. But hey, it's doing well. It's doing well. Pestlins, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. I thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you so much. As I say, when we do hit the sub goal, as always, we will hit the GMK giveaway trend, and we will do some marbles for some GMK sets. Usually we do 3 GMK sets at a time, so yeah, look out for that if we get to that. Right, where to start then? PT News is probably the best place to start. I've got like a million tabs open on my browser here. What's happening with PT News? We've finally got a date for the next shipment arriving. It should be here on Tuesday. Tuesday is the only day of the week where I'm here on my own. Melma works Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Sharon works remotely. Josh works remotely, and the accountant and everything are all remote as well. So because we're closed on Thursdays, I say closed in brackets because I'm always here, but technically from a business perspective, Tuesday should be the only day I'm here on my own. And as luck would have it, that's when the shipment is due to arrive, which is great. And it means that Tuesday's going to be really busy for me. There's a load of stuff in this shipment, and we've already got the next shipment on the way as well. So if you do want an update, check on the updates on the website. It will show you what's due in the current shipment. And I appreciate that this one has been delayed by about 3 weeks. It should have been here 3-4 weeks ago. and it's only just got through port. Literally today, it's been checked onto a van ready for delivery on Tuesday. So it got off the boat on Wednesday or Thursday, and it's already going through customs. There is one piece of paperwork that has to be signed tomorrow to make sure we get it on Tuesday. As long as that happens, it will arrive on Tuesday, which would be great because there's a load of stuff in there I want to get shipped out. Now, this isn't like a massive delivery. There's only, I think, 3 or 4 pallets on this one, which is kind of small compared to what we're used to. So it shouldn't take us too long to get through it. And I'm hoping that we will get through everything in this shipment before the meetup, which means that you guys who are going to the meetup on the 22nd of June here in the UK can bring the stuff that's just arrived, your latest and greatest keyboard and accompaniments and things, to the meetup. That's my hope. That's my hope. I'm hoping that I see at least one keyboard that we ship out in the next week or 2 at the meetup, because that'd be really cool. So that's what I'm looking for. GMK marbles will be set soon enough. Yeah, we're getting there close. 173 of 195, so just 22 left to go. As soon as we hit that subs goal, we will play some marbles and we will give away some GMK sets, because that's what we do here. Hopefully we'll get it north of 200 consistently, because that's kind of like a really comfortable point where it actually the stream actually might pay for the cameras and the lighting and the setup and everything else. So it's kind of like the target I'm aiming for is keep it around 200 subs. So yeah, so cool. Oh, GMK marbles will be a set soon. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. I apologize. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to make GMK marbles? Interesting. I have some ideas how you could do novelties for that, like the little swirly bit that's inside some marbles. You could replicate that on a keycap, I think. That could be quite cool. Got to love a good coffee. So yeah, so that's the big thing that's happening this week at PT. The other thing on Monday is we're going to do a dress rehearsal for how we're going to set up our stall at the meetup on the 22nd of June. Which is kind of interesting because we've got some new signage on stuff we've never used before. So because I'm in the midst of helping with the meetup, I can't guarantee the team that I will be able to help set up the PT stall on the day. Now, we're not going all out in terms of taking a ton of stock and selling it on the day and stuff like that. I think it's better value if we give you guys like a discount code for those who are attending on the day, and it's going to be a really substantial one, and you can buy some stuff and we'll ship it the next day. That day you don't have to carry it around with you. You don't have to have it there with you, and we'll set up like a little iPad where you'll be able to buy stuff, or you'll be able to have a look at the website and then buy on your phone and use a discount code that the team will be able to give you at the stall on the day. And of course, we'll have some of the PT coffee there as well. Jay's Roastery. Let me flip over here and show you. Jay's Roastery. We will have some of our coffees here. So we'll have some of the classics, the fiction blend and the sci-fi blend. We'll take bags of each down as well, so you'll be able to buy some on the day. So if you haven't yet tried the coffee, you'll be able to pick some up on the day at the meetup as well. You'll be able to pick up a little bag of coffee and take that with you. But from the keyboard perspective, we're just going to have 3 keyboards, I think, there. We're going to have 2 prototypes on display that you might have seen in Discord, where I've been talking about things. So that is the J-01 and the J-03 prototypes. They won't be final versions. These are very much prototype versions. We're actually ordering some additional prototypes to the factory we're going to use for production, but their timeline on production for protos is a bit longer than what a specific factory is for a single order of a couple of keyboards. So we've gone for one manufacturer for a couple of keyboards, which are technically prototypes that won't be used for production run, but will give us a really good understanding of how the keyboards work and sound and everything else. And then we've got some more prototypes on order, which we'll then distribute to streamers and things like that in the coming months as they arrive, which are going to be from the manufacturer that we're going to use. PT is going to handle worldwide sales of the J-01 and J-03, apart from China, because we're going to have a local vendor in China, because things are getting a little bit difficult to ship into China from stores outside of China. So that's how we're going to handle that, which is pretty cool. And as I say, we'll have both the J-01 and the J-03 prototypes at the meetup. If you look in Discord under the J-01 and J-03 channel, we've released images of the gaskets, which are pink. They are pink, like my mug today. They are bright pink. And there's also some like images of the keyboards being made and parts and stuff like that as well. There will be a 3rd prototype there, which there will only ever be 3 of these made. And I'm hoping the other 2 people are watching because they know that they're coming. And this is really a kind of personal keyboard for me, but just to kind of showcase what PT can do if you guys come to us with an idea. So this is kind of like something we've designed in-house. It's very, very niche in terms of whether people would like it or not, but it's quite cool at the same time as well. So I'm really, really looking forward to that and sharing that on the day as well. We'll also have a few other little bits and pieces, like we'll have some goodie bags around, and I think we're going to have like a lucky dip barrel where you'll be able to put your hand in, squiddle around, and get like a free GMK keycap. I think we've got a load of old novelty sets and things like that. We're going to dump a load of keycaps in, and some hay or something like that, or some shredded paper or whatever, and you can root around and you can take a free keycap away, and we'll have some PT branded keycap stuff there as well. And I think we'll have some t-shirts that we're going to give away as well. I've just ordered a load of t-shirts with our logo, the Aussie logo with the octopus with the arms on the back, and we're going to bring those along as well. You'll be able to pick those up, and we'll probably give those away. Yeah, so it's going to be nice and simple. You'll get to meet Sharon. The first time Sharon will be publicly visible to the hobby, because she's very much not, because it's not usually her role. So that's going to be quite cool as well. And I'm not sure if Mel's working on the day or if Mel's just attending the meetup as an attendee, but she might be around as well. And of course I'll be there, so if you guys want to come and have a drink with me, I'll be at the bar. That's my plan for the day. So yeah, so that's kind of the PT news for this week. Any secret coffee today? No, today I'm drinking the sci-fi blend. I was going to say the classics, but it's not. It's a sci-fi blend. That's this coffee here. If you want to have a look at this, you can do jaysroastery.co.uk, and it's Roast Story. Let's drop a link into chat if you guys are interested in checking out the coffee. That's the link. This is a very much a light roast with natural sweetness, plummy, and a hint of a citrus aftertaste. So it's got a little bit of a tang of acid at the end. It's really, really nice. So it just balances out that sweetness. So yeah, that's what we're drinking today, and I'm drinking it as an espresso with basically steamed milk for a latte as well. So that's pretty much the dosage and yield that I'm drinking on at the minute. So yeah, there you go. That's the coffee for today. That would be an awesome set. It would. Doing like a marble set would be really fire. I really appreciate that. As someone coming from Northern Ireland, it'd suck if I missed out on discounts because I can't take much back, so your methodology makes me happy. The thing is, like, I've been to meetups as an attendee before, and buying stuff at the meetup it sounds like a great idea, but then you have to carry it all around with you, and friends want to go out for drinks, they want to go out for dinner, you might have a hotel room, and then you've got to cart it all the way back home with you on the train or the bus or a flight or whatever you're using to get there. So I don't want to inconvenience people. What I'm going to say is you'll be able to buy stuff from us at the meetup, and we will just ship it out to you on the Monday. Like, whatever you buy on the Saturday at the meetup, it will ship out to you on the Monday. You'll get it by the Tuesday or the Wednesday, and you'll get a pretty hefty discount on the day, and we'll be giving away some like I think in the Lucky Dip barrel there might be some like discount numbers and stuff like that for some free stuff or whatever. We're going to do all sorts of stuff in there, so it's going to be nice and fun. The Book of J, chapter 3, verse 17. As the dawn breaks and the aroma of fresh coffee fills the air, know that each keystroke is a sacred act. Covet not thine own keyboard creation, but also thy neighbour's keyboard, for in admiration there is growth. Cherish the craftsmanship, the soldered connections, and the joy that a finely tuned keyboard brings. There you go. Can confirm the gaskets are beautiful. Yeah, they're bright pink. Like, I haven't got them here yet. They're on the way. They're basically the same composition as the J-02 gasket, which was a nitrile silicone, 50 a shore hardness. And that's kind of what we've replicated for these, but instead of being grey, these are pink. And these are the production ones. I've ordered the production ones because when you're having injection molded gaskets that are so complex as the ones we are, it's really not cheap to order just like 5 or whatever you need for the prototypes. Like, by the time you've paid for those, you might as well have just bought all of the ones for production. And if they're wrong, well, you've maybe lost an extra 10%. So yeah, I just clicked the buy button, and well, it wasn't a buy button, it was an email conversation with our supplier. But yeah, just ordered them and thought, we're pretty confident in how these gaskets work. We know how they work. We're just gonna order the ones right for the group buy right now. Well, it's pre-order, and then we have them in stock, and then we don't have to worry about that anymore. They're done. They're bought. They're paid for. They're sat in a drawer. They're good. That's the plan. That's the plan. There was a guy on the bus the other day with a pink hoodie, baseball cap, and a beard like Jay. A doppelganger. I would have taken a picture if it wasn't invasive. I don't always wear pink, but I do wear pink a lot. So hyped for MKUK, my first meetup. Dude, I'm so happy that people are going. Like, it's such a cool thing to go to these meetups and share kind of keyboard builds, and I'm trying my hardest not to work on the day because I don't want to just be stood by the PT stall when I have so many friends going and people who I care about are bringing their own keyboards that I've heard about and seen them build over the years. And like Anaki's got some really cool stuff he's been doing. He's kind of like made a keyboard historically and he's matched his whole PC setup to it, and I'm just excited to see what he brings on the day. Tom Barnes has the most amazing collection of split keyboards who'll be there on the day. Admiral Shark, if you ever wanted to know anything about an IBM keyboard, Admiral Shark is the man to ask because he knows more about them than anyone I know. He's forgotten more about IBM keyboards than I remember about them, which is saying something. So yeah, it's going to be really, really cool.
Tasty.
I do have an order to shill the tickets from Chris. So for £15 on mkuk.co.uk, let me get the website up. Let me show you. So on mkuk.co.uk, this is the website. You can just click on MKUK store, and you can buy a ticket here to the Leeds meetup. That's there. All the information is on here. They are, I think, £15. Yeah, £15 each. That gets you entry on the day. What's not to love? There's going to be talks by people. There's going to be vendors there. So MechMods is going. Serakeys, Antipodes Studios, Prototypist Mechboards. GMK may be there, maybe not there. We were trying to figure something out with them at the minute. They were supposed to be attending, but the representative who's going to come over, Mario, is now getting married on the day that the MKUK meet is. And so a lot of people from GMK are going to his wedding, and some people are also going to Mechanicon from GMK, which is in Germany and much easier for GMK to get to. So we're still trying to figure out who's coming, or if they're just going to have like a stall and send us a load of stuff over so we can give stuff away for them. We'll figure something out. But yeah, it's going to be a really good day. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's only 2 weeks away now. It's kind of crazy. It's snuck up on us so fast. Yeah, we've still got a load of stuff to sort out as well. I was pulling together like a sequence of events together for the day, and I was thinking, I don't think we have enough team members to get everything done. Like, there's so much to do. I am worried that we don't have enough members of the team to actually get everything done on the day. So yeah, very excited for that. But yeah, go buy a ticket. There's only 8 tickets left, according to Chris Bezic. It Leeds is easy to get to. Train, car, bus, very easy to get to Leeds. And the venue is only a 10-minute walk from Leeds train station. It's really close. So, yeah. There'll definitely be lots of pictures after ADM. 100%. Sci-Fi Blend rocks as a strong Americano, this morning's brew. Yeah, so Sharon, who works for PT, she drinks Sci-Fi Blend as an Americano pretty much constantly. She has like 6 of them a day. It's crazy. She makes my coffee addiction look like a part-time habit. Scored, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Can't wait to meet Mr. Bomb in person. Get a hug off him, because his hugs are the best. Like, significantly amazing hugs. So, yeah. Snafu, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. Yeah, there were 8 tickets left a few hours ago. Yeah. Every time I hear that keyboard, I'm like, God damn, it sounds so nice. The koala, the space bar needs relubing. I do need to get to that because I tracked this about a month ago. I tracked like how many words a week that I type, and it was something like 25,000 words a week that I'm typing, which on average is something like 6 times that. So my keyboard's getting 125,000 like strikes across the keyboard a week, something like that. I don't know. It's kind of nuts. So it's not surprising that after nearly 8 months of daily usage, the spacebar needs retuning. But yeah, it's cool. We can do it, boss. Yeah, like wait until the meeting this week, guys, about the meetup, because there is a lot to do. And I'm trying to be so strict with myself that I'm not going to do meetup stuff. I'm going to help with the setup and I'll help with the takedown, but like in the middle, I'm trying to be really strict with myself that I'm not doing anything. That's the fine. We'll see. It will be fine. It'll get done, but that's what I'm trying to work to. Finally putting a face to the name. Howdy, Jay. Hey man, good to see you. Yeah, well, like my face is literally all over the keyboard hobby. You can Google all our historic streams and stuff, Top Clack and everything else. So, yeah. Thanks for checking in, though. I appreciate it. Already planning what to bring. Will be good seeing everyone again though. Nice. Yeah, I'm really excited to see you again, Anarchy. It's ages since we caught up. I think it was like, was it October, November last year when you popped over to the workshop for a few days? I can't remember. Can't wait. Me too. Me too. I'm really, really excited for the meetup. Really, really excited for it. Okay, so just to round out the end of the PT news, just jumping back onto here. I just want to call out a few things before we talk about discounts on the store. Just remember, whatever discounts we do on stream today, don't qualify on our clearance stuff, which is, hold on, you can't see that yet, which is here, where my mouse cursor is, because we've already got these on at massive discounts. But there's some really cool stuff on here. You can get a free ISO kit with ePBT Spectrum, and the base kit is 48% off as well. And if you select the ISO kit, you get it for free. So you can get a free ISO kit on that as well. Loads of other stuff has been discounted. There's all sorts of stuff in here. The American Haptics soldering mats. These are really, really cool. And we've got 45% off these as well. So definitely take a look at those. If you're not in the UK, the bottom price is what you'd pay. Yeah, oh, the Mercury 65 is finally sold out. We tried to get rid of those to take up less shelf space, and they've finally gone. So yeah, definitely take a look at our sales section. There's a load of stuff on there that you might be interested in. If anyone does come to the meetup and they're wearing something that's PT branded, either one of the t-shirts we've sold previously, a hoodie, or one of these shirts, you'll get like a free gift. We will give you something for free on the day. Yeah, if you wear something that's got our brand on it, we'll give you something for free on the day. So that's all that. In terms of group buys, then we have a few group buys that are live right now that I want to call out. The new Zoom 75 LCD screen version is in group buy. So this one comes with the screen pre-installed in that top corner. Comes in all sorts of different colorways, and it's still the same keyboard that everyone knows and loves. GMK CYL Cream or Creme is now live. So this is from Apiary Keyboards, Marcia's second set, and it's kind of like the inverse of Noire that she did previously. So this is a really, really cool set. I really, really like it, and it does have UK ISO. If you guys are looking for like a beige-ish set with a modern twist, and you like UK ISO, it's in the base kit. It's right there. It's literally right there. So definitely take a look at that. And also, if you're interested in the Hexa or Hexa or Heiser keyboard sets, these are up here now. Now, these are really interesting. So, for £289 including VAT, or £240 if you're not in the UK, you can get a 65% keyboard, a 75% keyboard, an 80% keyboard, and a numpad, all in that price. All 4 keyboards, well, 3 keyboards and a numpad for 289 quid. You get... Let's open the image in the tab. You get everything in one thing. So it's just nuts. The details and the specs of everything are on here as well. You can get the switches as well. That's on a different listing. But yeah, you get all of the stuff. It's just nuts. It's just absolutely nuts. There's a spec. You get the V65, the V75, the V80, and the V-Pad. And they come in all of these different colors. Different weights, different PCBs. There is hot swap ISO. It's just insane. It's insane. Now, I do have some reservations about this group buy, even though we're selling it. But of course, that's us taking the risk, not you guys. You guys buy it, you either get the keyboards or you get a refund, right? But it's nuts. And if you want to add some switches to it, you can go for the 318 quid one, and you get 500 switches. 500 switches. It's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And then recently on the in-stock products, we've got the J-02 EVA themed edition that is in stock. We're going to talk about that later on. GMK Phantom R2. These two work so well together if you're interested, as well as everything else we have in stock, which is quite possibly more than any other vendor worldwide right now. Like, the range that we have is just ridiculous right now. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And I think in the custom keyboard world, we probably have more stock than pretty much any other vendor right now. Just look at it. Like, I'm still scrolling here. Like, it goes on for hours. And on Monday, we're going to put a load more stuff in stock. We've got a load of stuff from Geon coming. So we're going to put stuff in stock from Geon Works. We've got the first part of my carefully selected switch range. So these are switches that I personally would use in builds that I have curated a list of, and then we've purchased a load of them to try and overall reduce the number of switches we have in stock, because we just had too many at one point, and B, so that we're selling switches that I can personally vouch for. And these are going to go up both in our switches listing, because we've still got small switches as well, and I'm also going to have like a separate section. I haven't thought of the title for it yet, but it'll be like the switches that I would personally use, and you can go and click on that and then see the switches from the range that we have in stock that I would like to use and I would be comfortable using in a keyboard. So some of those are going to start to go in stock from Monday. I think 5 different types of switch are going to go in stock from Monday from my curated list, as well as a load of GM stuff. So we've got the little stabilizer tuning plates. They're coming in stock. We've got stem twisters coming in stock. We've got all sorts of stuff coming. It's really, really cool. Trimmers for switches to trim down the stems so they don't damage keycaps. Tons of stuff coming. So yeah, do take a look at that. Let's just catch up with chat. Those J-02 EVAs look so good. I wish I wasn't moving house right now. Yeah, they look so good. We're going to be giving one away on Instagram this week. I'm hoping to launch it on Tuesday, and how it's going to work is you'll be able to tag 2 of your friends, and as long as you're all following PT, you'll be put in, and you put a comment on it, you'll be put in the opportunity to win. So you just need to tag 2 people, put a comment in about which is your favorite colorway or whatever. We'll come up with some text on that, and that's all you'll need to do to qualify. Tag 2 people, all 3 be following PT, and something about what you'd like about the keyboard, and we're going to give one away. I don't know if we're going to give a purple or a green base one away. I'm not sure yet. It might be just random. Probably be Mel that selects it on the day, and it'll be open for about a week, and then we're going to give one away. So yeah, I'm really excited about that, and hopefully it generates a lot of interest. So yeah, already planning what to bring? Yeah. Umming and ahhing about the J-02s, as imagine it's already going to be heavily represented. Dude, the more J-02s there, the better. Free item makes me feel all fuzzy and warm inside. Yeah. I got my PT loot today. Wasn't expecting Royal Mail to come on a Sunday. Wait, what? Royal Mail never deliver on a Sunday here. Can I wear a PT keycap? No, you have to wear like some of the clothing items. Jim is BK. Is that how it took GMK? Yeah. The text doesn't always work very well. Marcia for the win. Yeah, she's lovely. That price is insane on it. Yeah. Not sure if I'd be able to fix the ping experience. So I haven't played around with the board too much, but I mean, for that price point, just fill it with foreign man. Like, it's just suddenly sound good. It's just such a good... Like, for the price, I mean, it covers every base. For nothing other than just seeing what kind of layout you like, it's perfect. Split it with 3 friends. Yeah. Definitely don't need 3 more keyboards and another pad, which pins I'll probably get. Absolutely right. It was so much easier being financially responsible when everything sold out immediately. Yeah, but this is the market maturing, right? Everyone seems to think that the market's dead, but I think what the community does, especially what I see for chatter in MK UK, is people associate the aftermarket as being representative of the market for custom keyboards. And what people need to realize is that stuff secondhand, it's not going to hold its value anymore, because the stuff's still in stock brand new. And this was the aim that the keyboard hobby's been trying to transition to for 4 or 5 years since PT started. And we finally got there to where we can put stuff in stock and it will stay in stock for 6-12 months, which is ideal. It's great for vendors because we know roughly how long our stock's going to last. It's great for consumers because they know if I want to get something brand new, I don't have to buy it right now. I can wait a little bit and still buy it. And it's kind of like being the end goal for ages. But the community that sells things on the aftermarket, it seems to have taken them a little bit by shock, because they've been crying out for this let's have everything in stock model. And we finally got to that position where most things are in stock for a pretty long time. And what that does is that kind of kills the aftermarket a lot, because the value in the aftermarket was the limited availability. You increase the availability and that aftermarket value drops down. Look at the prices of Teslas and things like that. The aftermarket value has dropped significantly because the availability is increased. And this was always going to happen to the keyboard community, and I think it kind of missed people by But like in pretty much every other hobby, things are worth less second hand than they are brand new, unless it's something that's limited supply or limited edition, in which case the price may go up or may go down, like sneakers or whatever. But in keyboards, we're getting to a point where it's in stock, and we're not artificially limiting that. Like if we only said, right, okay, there's only ever going to be 10 of this, perhaps things would sell out faster, but that was never where the vendors wanted to get to. We wanted to provide a good service for people, and sadly that does come at the cost of the aftermarket. So yeah, it's an interesting proposition, but I think it's a correlation that people don't necessarily understand the difference between, and quite a lot of people seem to congregate the lack of sales in the aftermarket as being a decline in the hobby overall, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. J, the Switch sommelier, maybe a Switch smeller. Titty twisters, something like that. Trimmers finally can try ergo clears. Yeah, I like the green base. It's bold. The green's my favorite of the two, I think. Royal Mail only deliver when you're not eating anyway. Wearing my fleecy hoodie in June. Just tight around your waist, dude. Tight around your waist. You could be one of the SPC hoodies as well. That'd count. Did I miss the J striptease? No. PT flip-flops? Maybe. Summer clothing range when? We're going to have some t-shirts for sale at the meetup, so you could technically buy one at the meetup and put it on, and then you're wearing something. That's the way. That's why I'm going to run a set called GMK FOMO, which will be a one-of-one raffle. Nice. Is the Cycle 7 going to be made again? Or was that one and done? There's no plans to rerun the Cycle 7. There will be the Cycle 8 at some point in the very near future, though. Just tie it around your waist as if I'm not uncool enough already. Dude, you're far cooler than I could ever be. Significantly cooler than I could ever be. Gonna head up one night and steal the PT signs away. You know the signs are really rigid for PT, like the ones we have on the wall outside and the old ones that have been taken down that are stood on the mezzanine. They're really rigid. They're made of steel, right? They're like steel. You couldn't really wear it, and you'd ruin it by wrapping it around you. So maybe. Right, okay, let's talk about discounts today then, guys. What I want you guys to do is tell me what you want to discount on. So we have a ton of stuff in stock on the website. It won't work on stuff that's already on sale, but if you want a stream discount, something that's only live for you guys whilst we're streaming tonight, tell me in chat right now what you would like to see a discount on, and we might put the top 3 or 4 items into a poll, and we'll see what you guys want to do. Do you want to see a discount on GMK sets? Do you want to see a discount on EPBT sets? Do you want to see a discount on artisans or desk mats or something in specific? Do you want to see the Cat Girl desk mats have 50% off, or all desk mats have like 20% off? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Better not be desk mats. Why? Because you just bought one? Dude, you know we do discounts on stream. Like, that's the thing we do. You know we do that. So yeah, drop some stuff in chat. If there's anything you're thinking of buying, whether that's something new, something that's been in stock for a while, a specific item, let me know. PT clothing discount, invest in your future. I think the shirts were already on sale, right? I'm pretty sure the shirts are already on sale. Let's have a look. I think the quickest way to check that is to go to the sale section. Yeah, the shirts are already 50% off, though, right? They're already 12 quid. Which is way less than it costs us to make them. This is stitched in look as well. These are stitched in. So yeah, I don't actually know what we've got left. Polo shirts only. Wait, do we not have the hoodies in stock anymore? We've definitely got hoodies, so I don't know why they're not in stock. Oh well. We definitely have hoodies. These are the PT keycaps that we'll give away on the day as well. We actually have a black and grey version, so it's a black keycap with a grey legend. We'll be giving both of those away on the day as well, so you can grab a couple of those. Delta keyboard. Is Delta not already discounted? No one else seems to want a discount on anything. Oh, it's not discounted. We could do a discount on that. Mel wants all the hoodies to herself. Maybe. We can definitely do a discount on the Delta though, if you guys would like to see that. Hoodies have their own listing. Ah, that might explain it. Yeah, let's do a discount on the Delta. We can definitely do that. Let me set that up. Any burgundy keycaps? Okay. Let's create a new discount. Let's do it for 22%. 20%. And let's pick the products we're going to do this on. So we're going to do it on Delta keyboard kits. Let me find this. In stock Delta keyboard kits. Where's that? Why can I not find that? Delta keyboard kit in stock. In stock Delta keyboard kit extras. In stock Delta keyboard kit. Okay, we're going to do 22%. 22% I think is about the maximum I can do. Okay. So what burgundy keycaps are you thinking of, dude? Discount on the black silence. That's literally just got in stock. I can't do a discount on that, unfortunately. But lengthy snoot. What burgundy keycaps were you thinking? We've got GMK camping in stock. We can give you 22% off of this probably. I think, yeah, we've got the burgundy base for that. Let me know if that's something that's up your stream. I think we've also got the Wook Studio camping set as well, but I'm not sure if we've got the burgundy version of that in stock or not. Oh, apparently we do. We have the burgundy base version of that. Was the black snail, white and black Q an isolated incident? Yeah, we've not had any other reports of it. Yeah. Which studios matching? We could probably do a discount on those. Yeah, we could do a discount on these. I can add those to the list. If I can find them. The stupid thing is the search for products in the back end does not work in the same way as the website search does, which is always frustrating. Okay, I've added the Work Studio keycaps. Hamon Core camping would be amazing. Okay, we can do GMK camping. Let me find it. In stock GMK camping. I'll do it for both base kits. Josh, thank you so much for the 29 months of subs. Thoroughly appreciate that. 30 months of subs, sorry. Thoroughly appreciate that. Would love a discount on items. Anything in specific, Ryuji, Akira? Gotta be something specific. Oh, you scored it if you're the guy. Yeah, if you order one, you can. Yeah, if you buy it, we don't have to pay. You don't have to pay the shipping back for the Martingale that we're going to build tonight. Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. Yeah, just order it tonight and let me know. Vaporwave and Metropolis. I could probably add one of those to it. Probably Metropolis. This is really bad business, you know. I'm like kind of like giving you guys a discount on stuff that. Okay, both GMK Metropolis base kits. Okay, so let me make a list here. So we've got GMK Metropolis. We've got, what else have we got? The Delta keyboard kit, GMK camping, and the Wook Studios matching keycap sets, all with 22% off using the code. What did I put? Stream Dizzy. Okay, let me set this live now. It will end when the stream ends, so just bear that in mind, guys. It'll only work today. And it gives you 22% off. There you go. Can I get a link? Will that work? Okay. There you go. There you go. GMK Metropolis, the Delta keyboard kit, GMK Camping R3, and the Wook Studios matching keycap sets all get 22% off for the duration of the stream. All you need to do is put in the code STREAMDIZZY. That's STREAMDIZZY, capital S, capital D. and we'll put those in. If you've got something you want to try and pick up next week on stream, then you can give some suggestions next week, or you can buy it in the meantime anyway. But yeah, I can't give discounts on everything, unfortunately, guys. We just got to try a little bit. Bear in mind, it's like a really bad financial decision for me to like give you the discounts like this. Yeah, thank you, Jelly, for pinning that. I appreciate that. Cool. Okay, so that's that done. It's time to move on to some keyboard chores. So I do have a couple of things that we talked about on stream last week that I need to actually finish off here. So I did buy myself 2 new key sets off the store. I bought myself these. I bought myself a GMK November Fog, which has just been a key set I've wanted to use for a long time. And I also bought the Nordic kit to go with it as well, because look at the colours on this. It's just so nice, soft green colours. It kind of right up my street. And I also bought myself GMK Kaiju as well. This is the metal edition, so I'll show you the keycaps up close. But as you can see here, they've kind of got like a metallic effect to the keycaps. And I also bought the novelties kit as well. So let's get some tubs ready and the label maker. Okay. Got to turn on. Okay, so first up we've got GMK November Fog. That's actually so nice. You want a discount? Okay, done. Good guy, Jay. I try. Like, the thing is, like, I want you guys to get the stuff that you're really interested in. Like, the whole point of this is hobbies, like community, and getting things that you want. So if I can try and facilitate that in any way, I will. I mean, at the end of the day, PT needs to make money. We're a business. We wouldn't be here if we didn't. But if I can give back a little bit, even if it's just while we're streaming, I'll absolutely do that. Okay, so we've got GMK November Fog. And for this one, we've got the base and the Nordic kit. I think it's called International. I mean, this set I've been wanting to pick up for a while, and it was when we did the stock take a couple of weeks ago. It was still sat on the shelf, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have that." I got myself a label maker as my dad's job had a spare, and it turned out to be the same as yours. Yeah, I don't know how much this one was. We've had it probably 4 or 5 years now since PT first started. There we go, all nicely labelled up. It's not quite level, but it'll do. It's close enough. Let's do the international piece first. Get rid of the rubbish. But yeah, it's been a trooper. We've used it for thousands of things. We've gone through hundreds of reels as well without opening test. MK UK Meathead was so excited for so many things, not people, but seeing how other people are in the hobby accessories with pens, coffee, cars, all sorts. Yeah, man. Well, yeah. On the day, the organisers will be like packed relatively close, but the vendors will be packed a little bit away. But you might get to see a couple of the PT cars. You'll probably see one of my personal cars because I'll be there in one, and then we'll have the PT truck there as well, which is like an electric pickup truck. So that's probably going to be there on the day as well. I just need to figure out how we're going to do it and how it's going to work out, but we'll see. Minty green. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's not quite minty. It's kind of like just an off grey green, but it's really nice. And then the modifier keys are a little bit more green. It's very much fog coloured. When people say fog, it's called November Fog. It is very much fog coloured. It's difficult to describe. Anyone heard from Robert Mikey? No, he's liked a few stories and recently, because whenever any of you like stories on Instagram, that pops up, of course. So I've seen him doing that a few times this week, but I haven't seen him on stream for a while. I don't know what's going on with that. I hope he's okay. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now to take a look at the base kit itself. so the box is very, very emotive of what the actual set looks like, and of course it does have an owl logo on the top, which, as someone who is a big fan of owls, I kind of like that. For those of you who don't know, I've got like a massive tattoo of an owl on my leg, so I'm a big fan of owls. Here's the base kit, looking good. You see what I mean about the greens being kind of like greyish? It looks really great. Oh, here we go. We've got another Book of J, chapter 3, verse 18. Therefore, brethren, gather in joy and harmony. Hold on, let's do this. Let's do it this way. Therefore, brethren, gather in joy and harmony, whether at joyous meetups or across the keyboard verse. Bathe in the wisdom shared of the stream, and receive the blessing of discounts. In these moments of keyboard connection and community, find the path to true contentment and enlightenment. I find this quite fun. Rockets, hey man, good to see you. Thanks for being here. There's nothing like the smell of fresh GMK. It doesn't actually smell like anything, but you know. What else have you walked into?
Incredible.
Osculane is writing the Book of J, and I'm just reading it out. I don't actually know what it's about, but you know, I'm sure I'm going to get paid for the gig somewhere along the line, so it's okay. Okay, almost there on the keyboard chores, and then we can start looking at the build today as well. So that is GMK November Fog. It is a really nice set. Sounds like for a job for Chat JPT. Nice. Yeah, I like it. Fresh GMK does have a smell to me. It's the trays. Yeah, the trays smell, but the keycaps don't. The keycaps just smell of plastic. They actually smell like Legos. If you ever open Lego, that's what GMK sets smell like. Oh, nearly missed a key. That is a hefty base kit because it's pretty much filled up this tub, and most sets don't actually do that. So yeah. Okay, and next up we've got GMK Kaiju, but this is the secondary base kit, which is called the Mecha base kit. I'll help if I put the logo the right way around. There you go. And it does have a metallic effect to it. Okay, so we've got GMK Kaiju Mecha. How do they taste though? Like plastic. Did the boat shipment arrive? It's in port right now. It should arrive on Tuesday. That's when we're expecting it right now. That's the latest information we have from the shipping company, that we should get it on Tuesday. Of course, Notion will be updated as soon as everything arrives. So yeah, watch out for that. The GMK buttons on that thing are working hard. Absolutely. Okay, and for this, we have the base. And what's this kit called? The macros. We've got base and macros. You watch any of the world's first raid race, Jay? Yeah, for you mean the new raid for Destiny 2? I did watch some of that. It was quite funny because I was watching some of it and then I went to sleep, and then I woke up at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning and I went to sleep about 1 a.m. and Datto and a few other streamers were still on the same boss. Like I'd had like a full night's sleep, and when I woke up they were still on the same boss. So yeah, so I watched quite a bit of it. I haven't tried the raid yet. I'm waiting for Jelly Master and his team to get it done and then drag me through it. But I did do the 12-man post raid completion today, which was quite cool. Like at the end of the story. Is that the shipment with Black Snail Decimals? It is, Albie, yeah. It is. So as I said before, these are the mecha keycaps. So you can see they're kind of like a metallic effect in the plastic. They're really, really cool. It's so hard to get this to pick up on camera, but they're really, really cool, and each one's unique. So they've kind of got like a metallic effect to them. It's really hard to show on camera though.
Incredible.
So yeah, so the boat shipment should be here on Tuesday. And we'll get some stuff out as soon as possible. 19 hours it took the first team to complete. Yeah, I think that makes it the longest ever raid for completion. I think 19 hours is crazy. Just got back from watching the F1 and saw your stream. Yeah, I do have it on the telly back there. I can't really see what's going on, but I will be watching it afterwards anyway. Like, I watched like the first 20 minutes, half an hour of it, so I'll be watching the rest of it afterwards. So don't tell me who won just yet, because I can't actually see from here. Sorry for missed the response earlier. Was the white on black queue in your black snail an isolated event? Yeah, no other vendor has had a report of it, and neither have we. Most of the time, stuff that happens, it's just an isolated event. GMK is packing, tens of thousands of base kits a week. It's easy for them to, get a single key wrong sometimes. The guy in the car one, thanks for that. Yeah, it was a great race for sure. 9 exams left for me now. 9 exams, dude. I wish you the best of luck with them. Exams are rough as well, because I don't think that exams are a great way of particularly showcasing talent or achievement. Some people are good at taking exams and other people aren't, but that doesn't have an effect on knowledge often. Does Lewis Hamilton still dress like a bus seat? I don't know. I take it GMK don't just do keys for the hobby, they have contracts with OEMs. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a load of companies out there that buy keyboards that you never see for sale retail, because they're kind of like for specific industries. So in the past they've done stuff for like Bloomberg and Reuters keyboards and stuff like that. But they have like there's all sorts of control panels and like devices that need keycaps of some sort, and GMK produce those. They don't just produce cherry profile, they actually have a range of different profiles they produce. Not just like MT-New and like the cherry profile we're aware of. They also have some like other molds and stuff that they produce. But yeah, they make keycaps for all sorts of things. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, they make keycaps for all sorts of things. And at one point, the custom keyboard hobby was only about 10% of the keycaps they produce. I think it's significantly more now. I think it's like 80 or 90% of what the keycaps they produce. But they do produce stuff for large companies, that might have 1,000 keyboards that they need, or 1,000 of these pads, or whatever they are that they need. A lot of point of sale terminals and stuff like that, I think, that need customized legends and things. So yeah, they do a lot of stuff. They do a lot of stuff. Okay, and here you can see, hopefully you can see the metallic effect a little bit better. Now we've got loads of the keys out. This came out so cool. These are really, really cool. Yeah, these are really cool keycaps. Love them. What is that set on your board set? Oh, on this keyboard here, that's GMK Analog Dreams. So yeah. EQ had no issues with theirs. I don't know whether Eloquent Clicks had any issues with theirs or not, but like we experienced maybe it's something like 1 in 1,000 key sets has some sort of issue with it, whether it's like a spacebar that's not out of tolerance, or a mark on a keycap that shouldn't be there, or a wrong keycap or a missing keycap. It's about 1 in 1,000 sets. We have like 2 or 3 of these a week that affects us, so yeah, about 1 in 1,000 is probably right, about right. This is R1 because it's got UK ISO. Round 2 didn't have UK ISO, so yeah. So yeah, it just happened that my set was the one that was affected from Black Snail. Do you collect all of the GMK sets that come out or that bring into your store? No, I don't. At one time, when the hobby was much smaller, and GMK sets ran like 3 or 4 times a year, I pretty much bought every GMK set that came out. In fact, I did it for most key sets. It wasn't just GMK. So this would be like 2015 or something like that, 2016. Pretty much everything that went into group buy, I would probably pick up. There's very few things that I didn't. But as the hobby kind of has grown, there's now more key sets run, at its peak. I think the biggest peak ever, I think there's something like 35 GMK sets ran in 1 month. And like it's just impossible for anyone to buy that unless you're, you know, multi-millionaire to buy every key set. So I know there's a couple of collectors out there who have every GMK set ever made. A couple of them are friends of mine, and it's pretty cool. I have a few hundred key sets. In fact, I can show you. I pan the camera around to where my key sets are, and I'll show you. Just wait. I need to wait for the. I don't have the controls for the camera. Okay, there we go. So if I pan the camera, oh, wrong way, this way, you can kind of see here in the background, just over here. This is all my key sets, so they go all the way across to over here, and then down and back around, and that's like 3 deep as well. So, you know, maybe 10 or 15 sets tall. So yeah, I have quite a few GMK sets. There we go. Camera back in its correct position. So yeah, so I have quite a few GMK sets and other key sets, but I after like 2017, 2018, it became really difficult to kind of like buy everything that came out. And I didn't like everything that came out as well at that point. So yeah, my collection stopped growing as much and as fast. But yeah, I still have quite a lot. R2 not having a UK ISO is tradition at this point. So there's some interesting facts on this. So if a set has UK ISO, its sales tend to be worse overall worldwide than if it doesn't have UK ISO. Now, I'm not saying this is causation, but there is a correlation there between having UK ISO and seeing worse sales. It's a really weird thing. But it's there in the data. That's what the data shows us. Most people who say they want UK ISO sets don't buy every set that has UK ISO. They'll buy like 1 or 2 maybe a year. So a lot of people cry out for it on every key set, but most people don't buy even like 10% of key sets that run. So realistically, of all those key sets that use UK ISO, 90, like if it has it in base, 90% of those UK ISO keys are going to go and use more. Probably 95 to maybe even 100% of UK ISO keys are going to go on board. Not be used on a board. And like with KKB sets, we've agreed with KKB that for everyone who wants it, we will give them a free UK ISO keycap set. So if you buy something like KKB ski data, you can get a free UK ISO kit with it when you buy it from PT. And we buy these from KKB still, but we just give them to customers for free. And certainly on our store, what we see is about 4 or 5% of orders actively add the free kit to cart. And most customers who buy from us, and bear in mind that these are mostly UK customers for group buy sales, don't buy the UK ISO kit even when it's free. So the data seems to suggest that the vast majority of people in the UK who buy custom keyboard stuff don't use ISO layout or don't care about having ISO UK keys. It's really interesting. You know, you can give something away for free, but most people tend not to add that to the cart because they don't have a need for it. So Key Kobo, yeah, KKB is Key Kobo. So yeah, like even when you give it to them, people don't necessarily want to buy it. So it's really hard, and like the numbers just don't lie. And like when vendors who don't need ISO keys in their sets to sell them see that the correlation between having UK ISO keys in leads to fewer sales, they just assume that it's a bad thing to have in the space set. I suspect what the real answer to that is that having more keys in the base kit makes it more expensive and therefore makes it less attractive. The best way to sell most key sets is to have a really truncated base kit which has no numpad, no UK ISO, maybe even no ISO coverage at all, and set it at $99 or £99 or that kind of price. Keep it under the 3-digit mark, and that will sell better than any other key set. Now, it's impossible to say what effect colorway has on this and what taste has on this because we can't really attract that information particularly well, but yeah, there are some certain correlations in the hobby, and it's as someone who uses UK ISO on a day-to-day basis, It's really hard for me to say this sometimes, but it seems like the fact is out there. So yeah, it's really difficult. I have 3 GMK and 2 ticks. Yeah, the ticks are cool enters. Yeah. What's some rare, interesting sets you've got? I've got some of the really early sets. So I've got some of the really early stuff. So I have actually a set that was replaced by GMK back in 2015 called Triumph Adler, and they actually sent out the plastic of the key set, and the plastic wasn't mixed correctly before they injected it into the keycaps. So the keycaps had swirls through, a little bit like the metallic ones we just saw for GMK Kaiju, but it wasn't supposed to be like that. So I have one of these really rare sets that actually made it out to shipping before they corrected it and remade the set. I do have one of those. I've got some of the really early stuff like GMK Coniferous that you just never see anymore. GMK Royal Alpha, which is probably one of my favorite sets of all time. Yeah, just some really old stuff as well. So yeah. What percentage of the PT customer base is actually in the UK? So it really depends, Curious Panda, on what we're talking about. I try and split the store into 3 sections from a numbers perspective, just because it makes it more viable. For group buys, the world has specific vendors, so we rarely see like someone from the US, for example, picking us for the group buy over the US vendor. It does happen. Probably maybe 10% of our orders are from for any given group buy are from outside the UK, and 90% will be from in the UK. For pre-orders, it's a little bit more split. I'd say that roughly 20% of our pre-orders are EU, roughly 25% are the rest of the world, and then the remaining percentage is UK. For in-stock products, it's about 50%. It's not even that. It's probably about 30% UK and 70% worldwide. For in-stock stuff, because we have such a large range, people will tend to wait until they want 2 or 3 things, and they'll buy it internationally and ship it from us to there. So yeah, so it really depends. But of course, we sell significantly more at the in-stock level than we do at the group buy level, for example. So for every 10 group buy sales we probably have triple that in in-stock sales. So it's really difficult to say and kind of give you any specifics on without giving you too much information. But that's broadly the splits. It will vary from product to product, but overall I'd say that's roughly where it is. What's my top 5 or 10 key sets? Oh, dude. Royal Alpha would be one. Midnight Rainbow, because I designed it, would be another. Coniferous, because I love the green. Space Cadet, because the SA Space Cadet was one of the things that got me into the hobby.
Tasty.
Like, there's just so many. There's so many. The original SA 7-bit group buys from Desk Authority kind of dragged me in, kicking and screaming a little bit. Probably I would pick SA Calm Depths Round 1, because that was the key set that I bought first in group buy in 2014, I think. Yeah, Red Alert, it would be up there because I love the Red Alert key set. Like, the thing is, you can ask me key sets, I'm going to give you different answers each time because it depends on how I feel. Honeywell as well, the original round of Honeywell and the 2017 Death Authority edition of Honeywell, they're 2 of my favourite sets. They're slightly different in the red that they use for the accent key. Yeah. I do notice it on the MK UK Reddit. Oh, we talked about that, yeah. It's really difficult to say how many UK ISO users are, or what percentage of UK custom keyboard buyers and users are UK ISO users. It's really difficult to say, but the suggestion from the numbers is that it's not many, and that the ISO UK users are a very vocal minority. And I know that people say, oh, I'm not going to buy a key set unless it has UK ISO in, and that's fine, I understand it, but those people don't seem to show themselves when UK ISO is available. So it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. How does GMK Camping compare to GMK Dandy? Are they quite similar? I don't have the 2 sets to put next to each other, but I don't think the green's very similar at all. I think it's quite different. Symbiote had an ISO in the base, same with NTD. Yeah. I don't mean just like ISO coverage. Almost all key sets have ISO coverage. I think Striker was one that didn't, and that was sold really well. And I'm not saying it happens for every set, but when you look at the data across the majority of group buys, the ones that have UK ISO tend to perform worse, and it's not necessarily a causality link that UK ISO means it's a bad key set and therefore sales are less. I think it's just one of the elements is likely that it drives up price, and you know, like it probably does add something like €7 or €8 and therefore £8 or £9 to the cost of a base kit. So yeah, GMK Skeletor is my oldest. Yeah, I have the original run of that. Yeah. It's one thing that nearly put me off the hobby, the lack of UK ISO. Yeah, I mean, that's why we did the deal with Kikobo to offer the free kit, because I want to make sure it's there and available for people. And when we're buying extras of that, I'm buying enough of the ISO kit to make sure that every set we sell in stock has the free ISO kit with it. But in the group buy, people can choose whether they want it or not. And I did that so that we had some data to relate it back to. But most of the time, it just doesn't, it's just not there. When did you get Coniferous? I thought you were angling for mine. So I have the original run of Coniferous. What I don't have, Gouty, which is what you have, is the second round of Coniferous. So yeah, lack of international set is a real killer. It can be. I still stand by that the extra cost and lack of ISO support just pushed people to use ANSI in the first place. So it was always a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm glad to see the support now, but imagine if it was here 3 to 4 years. The problem is, JQ, the 3 to 4 years ago, the vast majority of the hobby that's here today wasn't here. The number, you know, we were talking maybe 100,000 people worldwide back then, and you're talking millions of people now. It's really difficult, and at the time there just wasn't the financial opportunity to be able to do that. I understand that it might have been like a chicken and egg kind of situation, and I wish that there was something I could do about that, but there really isn't. The extra Nordic UK sets for Mictlan, did they perform okay? They performed okay. Realistically, they probably gave us about 3 or 4% of the base kit sales that we had. So for like Mictlan, I don't know the exact numbers, but if we sold like, I don't know, like 100 base kits, we probably had 3 or 4 orders for it, like for the Nordic UK kits. It's that kind of percentage. Definitely less than 10%, probably less than 5%. Kaz, thank you so much for the 5 months of tier 1 subs. I appreciate that. He says, thanks for being such a great vendor for us here in the UK. You mean so much to the community. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Don't suppose you have a DCS Reaper base for sale? We have the Alps version in stock. We do not have any of the MX version. We haven't for a long time. What's my thoughts on GMK Greg? It's not for me. I'm a lot older than most of the community, so I suspect that plays a part. I get the joke. I don't particularly like the joke. Striker had ISO. Did round 2 have ISO? We did Striker round 2. I'm pretty sure it didn't have ISO. Pretty sure it didn't have ISO. Let's have a look. Oh, it did. It did. Maybe it was R1 that didn't have it then. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if I can find the kitting image of R1. There's definitely a couple of key sets around that time that didn't. I can't find the kitting for round 1, but I'm fairly sure that round 1 or round 2 didn't have it. Round 2 did have it, so it must have been round 1 that didn't have it. I'm sure it was Striker. If not, it was something very similar to Striker, or around the same sort of time as Striker. Yeah, I can't find the kitting image of round 1. Yeah, but I think it was something around that sort of time. If it wasn't Striker, it was around that kind of time. I am that way. I am in the UK, but I prefer anti-layout wherever possible. But for the rest of the family, I appreciate their support. Yeah, I appreciate that. Cheers, Jay. I guess I'll skip on camping now. No worries, man. No worries. Did you see the Wooting 80HE zinc alloy case? I did, yeah. I'm not particularly fussed for zinc particularly, but it's a quite cool thing that they've done. Yeah, it's like terminal but not. Yeah, it was like it was like before terminal ISO, having 2 pipe slashes was really common. So yeah. You're right, R1 had no ISO, at least from IC renders. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Striker R1 didn't have it, and then it was introduced in R2. I'm pretty sure that was the way it went around. I think earlier on I thought it was the other way around, but the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure it was that way around. So yeah, but you know, it's really interesting. I wish it was different. I wish that sets sold better with UK ISO in, because then I could just get everything and have UK ISO in. I just can't. I wish it was the case, but I just can't. Yeah. The good news is GMK Midnight Rainbow is going to come back at some point relatively soon, and that will have UK ISO in base. So you'll have at least that set. Okay. Right, let's time to get onto the build stream. So today we are building a Martingale keyboard for a customer who I think is watching. Now, I've never built one of these, but it's quite an interesting keyboard. Very excited for Midnight Rainbow. Thanks, man. So the keyboard comes in a lovely little click-clack case. Click-clack case. Try and get the C's out. The case is pretty full here because Christmas put a lot of stuff in.
Tasty, tasty.
Void Media, thank you so much for the subs, man. I thoroughly appreciate that. Evening Jay in chat, very excited for the Midnight Rainbow return. Thank you, dude. Thank you. 28 months as well. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Midnight Rainbow will come back. It's been a while coming. It just, I'm just not happy with the pricing mainly. So in here we have a ton of different stuff. We don't need it all, so we're just going to take what we need. We have the screws that allow us to mount the. This is a PCB mount keyboard, so we need the screws for that. We'll keep those to one side. We also need the rubber feet because we can't build the keyboard without feet. And then the customer has asked us not to build it with the plate that's included. There is is that carbon fiber? It feels like carbon fiber. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's aluminium. It felt like carbon fiber in the packing. But we're not building this with a plate. We're building this plateless today. And we're building this plateless with the 1.6mm PCB. There's two in here. So we need the thicker one of the two. Camera please. Which would be this one on this side. Just show you guys the thickness. See if you can see the difference there. This one's thicker, this one's thinner. So we're going to go with the thicker one rather than the thinner one. And of course we will need the GST cable that's in here as well. Pop all the bits to the side. We do have some 1.6mm AP stabs, and there's both packs are 1.6mm. So we're going to just take one pack of these. And then we have some switches here. Let's have a look at these. I haven't actually had a look at the switches, and I don't think the customer told me what they were. Oh, they're Cherry MX Blacks. Oh, they feel pretty good. They feel really nice, actually. Really nice and smooth. Cherry MX Blacks. Whoever lubed those has done a really good job. Yeah, whoever's lubed that... I'd guess that was Pokemon Kids lubing, if I had to guess. So yeah, those are the switches we're going to use today. And then here is the board itself. I don't know if Matt did lube them, but they feel like a Matt lube. Was it a bad daughter board on the key the other day? No, it was just the firmware needed reflashing. As soon as we reflashed the firmware, it worked fine. And then here is the keyboard itself. It's a really nice, lightweight Wingkeeler 60%. The daughter board is already installed underneath that plate. Little logo in the middle. Nice stepped option on the keyboard. With very, very simple case design. Two piece though. And then, of course, third piece here, that's for the daughter board that's just in there. Nice little brass accent. Is that brass or is it? Might be anodized aluminium. It looks like brass though, which is quite cute. Take off the plastic. There we go. Yeah, sometimes minimal's really, really nice. And this is a very, very simple case. Very, very simple indeed. Need a nice hex key. I think that's going to be the size. Just 4K screws here. Oh, it's slightly bigger than that. True Blows, hey man, thanks so much for being here. Wingkeeler 60%, perfection. Yeah, Wingkeeler 60 is a good way to go. Yeah, it's the first Martingale I've actually built, I think. before we take the base out, we are just going to really quickly pop the feet in place as well. Go. Okay, turning the case over. We can see here that the recess here, for this is the top of the case, this is the inside of the bottom. It's really deep down, and that's because this is a PCB mount case, and you screw it upwards into the case. So it's kind of like a top mount PCB mount, which is quite cool. So it's nice and deep in the base, so the keycaps sit nice and flush. And that does mean it's somewhat cheaper to machine and make, because it means that the bottom piece like this, you can make it out of a much thinner piece of profiled aluminium, which is quite clever. And of course, instead of deep pocketing everything, you can just do these steps down. Again, really clever design, because it reduces machining costs, because you've got thicker bits of material and you're not creating a flush, smooth surface. And these, of course, have got like a little bevel on them here as well, which is nice. Logo in the middle, try and get the light to show it. Little Martingale logo, which is pretty cute. And of course, because it's so thin and so low on the front height, it does have cutouts here for the stabilizers. So there we go. The base of the case is super plain. Super nice. Really clean lines. It's a very good looking keyboard. Pop that to one side. Okay, now we are building this plateless, which is good for two reasons. One, it means that we can go back and we can treat the stabilizers again in the future really easily if the stabilizers need additional lube. And two, it means that it's really easy to kind of like change switches later on if we want to do that, because you don't have to pull them out of a plate or anything. You can just desolder and they just pop straight out, which is quite nice. You can quite often just heat up the pins and the switches will just drop out as well. So yeah, center JST connection, quite unusual. Usually it's to one side or the other, but centered fine. Quite a pretty PCB. Reset pins instead of a reset port. Go on camera, please. There you go. Nice that they are accessible from the top as well. So you can just literally pop the space bar off and you can reset it without having to take it apart. Nice. And then these little leaf springy tabs to provide flexibility on the mounting itself. So yeah. Time to do the stabilizers. This customer has asked us to build this in ANSI layout with... Oh, I have a new message from him. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. I see your message. I see your message. So we're building this plateless with 1.6mm PCB. Just going to triple check I did get the right one. I'm pretty sure I did. But before I actually start doing anything, let's just double check. Let's just triple check. Yes. We've got the 1.6mm PCB. We're going with full backspace, so we need a stabilizer for backspace. The lube tub is trying to change the dimension that it lives in. Yeah, it's because of the way the light is in here. It doesn't like the blue particularly well. So we need a stabilizer for backspace. We need two housings. That's one. That's two. Two inserts. One and two. I'm going to have to get my tweezers to get the wire out here. I don't have any nails to fit in. And then we need a Y, so that's one stabilizer. We're then going for ANSI enter. So we need another stabilizer for this. It's one wire, one insert, two inserts, one housing, two housing. Then the customer's asked us to do with 7U space, split the right shift and full left shift. So we need another 2U stabilizer. And then we need the 7U wire. And one last set of housings. There we go. And that's all the stabilizers we need for this set. Okay. Just going to move that over here so it's not quite as distracting. Wish to offer the brass weighted version of the Martingale? Yeah. Can we get a GMK test? Sure. Okay, I'm just going to install the inserts into the housing and make sure that these are all lined up. And then we'll get these lubed and installed into the keyboard itself. Okay. There we go. Okay, time to start to lube up the wires and then we'll install them. So we're using 205 grade 2 lubricant here, guys. Remember, it's always easier to add more lube later on than it is to remove it. So just go steady. Don't add too much. You don't want to try and gum up the stabilizers. You're just trying to make them move nicely and remove any rattle. So just remember that. So a nice thin layer covering all sides is usually good enough. And then you can tweak it later on if needed. So once that's lubed up, we're going to pop that into the stabilizer housing. I'm going to clip that in place. Just like so. Repeat the same on the other side, and then we will lube the sliders afterwards as well. How well did Rubber Hose end up selling? Good numbers? Yeah, it was a very popular set. Okay, so now we've done both sides of the stabilizer. We're going to clean the lube off the brush, and we're just going to paint very, very delicately on each side of the slider housing. The slider itself. Just a thin amount of lube. And this is just to basically make sure that it's going to run smoothly. You're not trying to gum up the works here. You just want it to be just visible. A really nice amount. It's very thin. And then you're going to take a small blob and just pop it in the rear where the wire sticks out, and the reason for that is just so that over time that lube can run down the wire and keep it lubricated for a longer period of time. So instead of having to adjust your stabilizers in a few weeks, you might get away with 6 months, 12 months. There we go. Then we're just going to repeat that for the 3 2U stabilizers that we need to do, and then we can pop them in the board. Yeah, Rubber Hose is pretty popular. Beige set with accent keys and some cool novelties. And of course the chance to buy a TGR or a Kahaku. It was going to do quite well. I'm sure plenty of you guys watching bought in on Rubber Hose. Aftermarket to be flooded with rubber hose post-board release. Who knows? Who knows? Lots of people like beige, so and it's a good solid beige set. So who knows? I think anyone making a purchase thinking I'm going to buy this to sell it on the aftermarket, it's probably not a good idea though. Ultimately, that's just going to lead to frustration and heartbreak, I think. There we go. The added UK ISO alert keys made me pick it up. Yeah, like that took some convincing with GMK, but I'm glad we got there. I'm glad we got there. I wish we could have done it for the GMK Red Alert set, but we just couldn't at the time. But the KKB version of Red Alert does have UK ISO keys, and that will be in stock in a week or so. Because we had a UK ISO kit made just for the sets that we purchased. So we'll have it here in the UK. You said out because you don't like beige? That's fine too. That's fine. Not everyone has to like the same things. But overall, beige is one of the more popular colorways in the hobby. But that's cool if it's not your thing.
Incredible.
Thank you, Helenia, for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay, final stabilizer now. Right now, sitting here with GMK Shashin, I started to like this set a lot as I needed some contrast to the usual white and black. Yeah, Shashin's a nice set. It's a nice set. I think my favorite in that kind of style is probably Black Snail right now, just because I like the beige color of rather than the actual white. And GMK have already fixed my sent me my replacement key as well, which is nice. Thinking getting Black Snail, especially for that price, maybe for a future board. Yeah, I mean Black Snail's pretty low on the price. It's like a great entry set for GMK, and it comes with a couple of the funky translucent keys as well. So I think at the price it is, it's pretty much a really good must-have set for almost every collection, I think. Is anodization better than Cerakote? So it depends. I mean, they're both very different, Rue. So in really simplified terms, when aluminium oxidizes, rusts, it protects itself with like a protective layer. And so instead of like when steel rusts and it rusts and falls apart, when aluminium rusts, it doesn't do that when it oxidizes. It kind of creates like a hardened shell on the outside. And in really, really basic terms, anodization is applying dye to that external shell. So you are dyeing the actual aluminium. It doesn't run all the way through the aluminium, but it runs all the way through that hard external coating. Now, that's only a few microns thick. It's very, very thin, but it takes color really, really well. The issue with that is that your machining has to be really, really good. Otherwise, you'll end up with kind of like patches on the keyboard or whatever surface it is you're anodizing. And you can see like the mill paths and stuff like that. So you have to really sandblast it so it's clear of all the mill paths and everything. Cerakote is kind of applied like a powder coat. It's kind of sprayed on and then heat baked into it. And again, it's very, very thin. It's only a few microns thick. So it's not like powder coat and really thick paint on top that you can physically see the difference in. Cerakote is a very, very thin coating as well, but also provides good color. So you're talking about one being almost painted and one being baked into the fabric of the aluminium itself. Both have pros and cons. Cerakote is generally tougher. But because you're doing it on aluminium, you both are limited by the softness of the aluminium. If you're going to do something that's going to dent the aluminium or scratch the aluminium, it's going to take off both the coating or the anodization. So that's the one thing to worry about. Cerakote also offers more colors, but of course it comes with a texture difference as well. It has a texture to it, whereas anodization just takes the feel of the metal itself. So again, pros and cons, depends on what you're really looking for. There's no real true answer to that. I don't think that the Kahaku is cerakoted. I think it's coated with like an electrophoresis coating, which is a third type of option. But I'll have to double check that. But I believe it's an electrophoresis coating, which is basically where you apply a positive charge to an item and the paint's negatively charged, or might be the other way around. But because it's positive and negative, the ions attract to each other and that bakes into the product. I think that it's electrophoresis, which is similar to Cerakote, but offers a smoother finish. Cerakote has much more of a textured finish in terms of how it's applied. So yeah, I don't think there's any real answer to is one better than the other. It really depends on what you're trying to achieve and the colors you're trying to achieve as well. All anodized colors tend to have a metallic look to them because they're dyeing the actual metal. Cerakote colors can be flat or shiny or matte or satin or whatever kind of finish you want to give off. So it really depends. Still debating buying EPBT Spectrum. Yeah, it's a cool set. It's a cool set. Okay, stabilizers are now done. Let's get these into the board. So we're just going to install these. So we've got one on backspace. Now these are clip-in stabilizers, so we're just going to pop these in and clip them in nicely, and then we'll retain them in place by using some little retaining clips. I'll show you how those work in a second. There we go. It's not quite installed correctly. Why is this not in? There we go, that's that one installed. We're using ANSI enter here, so we're going to do the same for the ANSI enter key. And then we've got full left shift, so we're going to do the same for this. Okay, and we're just going to do the spacebar as well. This is a north-facing spacebar. Okay, and they're all nice and flush against the PCB, and we're going to take these little retaining clips. And these kind of have little tabs that you tear off. So each one of these is a little tab, you tear it off. And then on the stabilizer, where the clip part comes through, there's kind of like two prongs. So you're going to push it through those two prongs and plug the gap. And what that does is it prevents the prongs from from closing up and coming back out of the keyboard. It just means that they stay in nice and tight, and you're basically propping them open and keeping them open. People used to use bits of paper clip for this. They used to use bits of cocktail sticks. It was a mod done for a very long time, and TX came up with these a couple of years back. Back when we used to stock TX stabilizers, I think they had it then. It should have been 2017, 2018. No, 2020. 2020. Toothpick mod, yeah. One more to go. There we go. That's the stabilizers all nicely installed. Next job is to pop our switches into the PCB, and then we can solder that together. My hope here is this could be a really difficult time if these switches don't hold tightly into the PCB. Now luckily there are 5-pin switches and 5-pin slots, but if they don't hold in and they fall out, then we might be in for a bad time. Luckily they're nice and tight, so they're going to hold in when we turn the PCB and plate over. That's a good sign. We're just going to start in the center, work our way out. And we're just going to push the switches until they're flush with the PCB, making sure that 2 pins go through the correct holes. Make sure they're fully flush with the PCB though, otherwise they'll give us dodgy facing switches. This is really where the care and attention needs to come in and make sure they are fully flat and level. My HMX switches don't fit that well on my Neo 65 plate. They're like KTT switches, which isn't good. Yeah, so some switches don't grip into the PCBs very well. And sometimes it's the PCB, sometimes it's the switch. It depends on how the holes have been milled into the PCB, and also what switch you have and whether it's been made to the correct cherry specifications or not. Of course, lots of MX switches have slightly varying degrees of tolerances, and that can play into how well the switches fit and hold in these circumstances. Now we are using a stepped caps lock for this and a 7U bottom row. I'm going to split right shift as well. Maybe it was a PCB then and not the Zinhais. It really depends. It can be both, and it's sometimes difficult to tell.
Incredible.
If you try the same switch in multiple PCBs and it works in some and not in others, it tends to suggest it's the PCBs that are different. If the switches don't work in any PCB, then it's generally going to be the switch. Cherry switch is usually a good barometer though. Like if they fit and hold, then the PCB is done to a good standard. Plates are different, so plates may or may not hold the switch particularly firm depending on how they've been made. Again, it's all down to fine tolerances. Some will work better than others. Usually manufacturers will test the plates. So when we make plates here at PT, every single plate that we send out, we test every single switch slot with some switches. Make sure that they hold in properly before we ship the plates out. Those are the ones that we laser cut, usually from POM on our in-house laser. Which reminds me, the form for that should be back up in the next couple of days again. Every time I do put it up, you guys tend to inundate it with orders, and it takes me a couple of weeks to get through them. So should be back up this week, but it'll only be back up until we've had 100 orders, because then it takes me ages to get through 100 orders. So usually, I think last time we did it, I think it was like 2 hours before we'd had 100 orders, and it got shut down again. Neodoid, hey man, thanks for coming back. This is where we're doing the split right shift. And of course, don't forget we are doing this as a wing keyless build, so we're going to skip out on the wing keyless switch positions, which is there and there. Most people who laser cut plates forget to check the tolerances and account for the laser curve width. So you tend to see some plates just not great. And of course you need to do it for every different plate file that you cut, because all of the files are generally made by different people, so the file itself for the plate is going to be different. So yes, that's why we test every single one. We literally keep a big bag of, or a big tub, one of these tubs of switches full of lavenders and alpacas and all sorts of other switches right by the laser for that particular purpose. We are going stepped caps up, which is what the customers asked for today. I unironically think that a GMK67 with an alu plate would sound good since it has no flex cuts and is gasket mounted. Yeah, I've not really played with the GMK keyboards, which aren't related to GMK keycaps at all. I haven't really played much with them, but yeah, I can see that maybe working. Okay, so that's the switches installed.
Tasty, tasty.
Thank you, Melissa Mercury, for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Max Mercury, sorry, not Mel, Max Mercury. Thank you so much for that. Here you can see the switches all nicely installed on the plate, and because they're so tight, they're going to be really nice and level. You can see that there is no deviation, which means we don't have to worry about twisted keycaps or anything. It's looking really good, which means it's now time to solder. Which means, guys, it is time for the AMA section of the stream. So if you've got a question you'd like to ask me about any topic at all you need to do is tag me with @JPrototypist and ask your question. See if you can ask me something that I can't answer. It's very rare that happens because I've got a lot of opinions on stuff, but if you can ask me a question that I can't answer, then fair play to you. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center and work our way out on this one, I think, just because it's a plateless mount. I just want to make sure we've got it correct. I'm just going to gently solder the first couple of switches in the center.
Tasty, tasty.
And then once we've done these, we'll start to move outwards around the board. There we go. Plate this with cherry switches is the way. Yeah, Demotex, thank you so much for the subs. 30 months, that's crazy. Right, now we're going to go do each of the four corners, just hold everything together nicely. There we go. Okay, and then we can start working on each individual row. Nice. Yeah, if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask me, could be about the meetup, could be about keyboards, could be about life, advice for work, anything at all, just tag me and ask away. Just going to work through soldering here. Just a pin at a time, taking it really nice and steady. Okay. Julian says, what was your favorite 3D print that you've done? I got a bamboo recently, and I'm having so much fun printing toys for myself. I think the most fun thing that I printed that really taught me about what printers could do was like print in place flexible toys. So things like the Flexi Octopus. That was really cool, and to do print in place mechanics and maneuverable parts, that taught me just how cool printers could be. I think overall the coolest thing I've done is it will be a 7-segment display clock. Currently I've got 4 of the digits done, and effectively that works on a series of cams, and as you rotate a spindle it engages different cams, which then changes the front outcome of what's displayed on the clock face for each number effectively. Ultimately it's going to be motorized through a series of servos, and we'll put a bit of coding on there that allows it to function as a clock, I think. but I haven't got around to that step yet. I've actually only built 2 of the 4, but all the parts are printed. That's not print in place. It does require some assembly, but it's pretty simple to do, and it's a really fun print. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. What boards are you bringing along to the meetup? Just 3. One that's secret that I can't talk about yet. Plus, we'll be bringing the J-01 Final Edition prototype and a J-03 prototype as well. As long as they all reach us from the manufacturers before the meetup. That's the current plan. Just the 3. Where's the soldering iron cleaning holder ball from? Because that looks great. This is just from Amazon. It was like £2 from Amazon. It was very, very cheap, and I've had it about 7 or 8 years now. Of course, the copper wire inside has been changed a few times, but bet you can't answer this. I can give a translation afterwards. I mean, that's kind of unfair. So it's a question I can tell that something about persons who play video games professionally. Are they the? So I think this question, and I don't speak any Spanish at all, but I think that question basically is asking me if I think that they are the famous people of the future, as in are they professional video games players, the celebrities and sports people of the future, right? Is that the question? Let me know if that's the question. Like, I have like a rudimentary understanding of Spanish. This is where you tell me it's not even Spanish. Let me know if that's the question though. Will Sir be pogging later? Yeah, I have 2 packs of pogs to open today because we're a little bit behind on the pogging situation. I've seen 7-segment display clocks which are 3D printed. The way they change their display is really cool. Yeah, well, it's a series of cams that affect a series of pulleys. Well, not pulleys. They're more push rod. What's the word I'm looking for? Push rod actuators. So you're actuating a series of push rods through the changing of some cams, which comes about from the twisting of a spindle, and the shape of the cams denotes the output on the display. Well, the shape and position of the cams, sorry, changes the output on the display. It's very clever. It's really simple when you look at how it works, but because of it's difficult to come up with the idea. But once someone's done it, you can go, oh yeah, I see how that works. But it's not something that's particularly easy to design. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That sounds awesome. Don't forget to let us see it when it's done. Yeah, if you remind me at the end of the stream, I'll grab one of the 7-segment display pieces and I'll show you how it works. It's not fully assembled yet because I've got to print the actual 7-segment display part in a different color, but I can show you how it works, and it's really obvious to see how it works. So if you remind me at the end, towards the end of the stream, I'll grab one of the elements and show you. Do you think people who play professional video games are going to use custom keyboards in the future? Okay, I wasn't a million miles away. So, no is ultimately my feel. They might use them on a personal level, but they're not going to use them in gaming, because in games and in like competition, things need to be of a standardized perspective, right? So ultimately, it's like, you know, like when things need to comply with rules, and proving that a custom keyboard does comply with the rules from like a software perspective is really difficult. But it's not very easy for anyone other than the big manufacturers to kind of like prove that their devices corroborate with it. So QMK and other software that PCBs run on for keyboards, you know, it's really hard to prove that they're going to comply with competition level requirements. So I don't think it'd be really cool if it did, but I can't guarantee that it will. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see though. I'd love for it to happen. PT would 100% sponsor a team if they wanted us to. Like, I'd give a team J01s if I thought that they would use them. How long does it take for a set to go on pre-order after the group buy-ins? It really depends, Rockets. Not all sets will go on pre-order. Only ones where we've ordered quite a few extras. if we haven't ordered like 50% extras, then we probably won't put it up for pre-order. So yeah, but all of them will go in stock as an in-stock product afterwards anyway. We do have one bent pin that I've missed when I checked, so we need to go back and fix that in a minute. Is this thing Mr. Magpie shut off? Yeah, Bomb has made his own as well. I'm just following in his footsteps, so yeah, it's a pretty cool print though. I'm going to do the bottom row whilst we do the shift row as well here. And then, as I say, we will just go back and fix that bent pin in a couple of minutes' time. Too many sponsors on esports too? Maybe. I've seen people use boards like the Cyberboard before, but mostly it's just routing now. Yeah. Fish and chips versus steak pie depends on the day, man. I'm nearly always going to go for the pie, but sometimes fish and chips is going to take the biscuit. Especially if we've been at the coast for the day. There's like a rule where if you go to the coast, you have to buy fish and chips. Especially if you come from a city like I do. Yeah. But most of the time I'm going to pick the pie. There's actually a place not too far away from here that does like a pie challenge. Like they do like if you eat the whole pie, you get it for free kind of deal. I keep meaning to go and try that out at some point, but I've never quite got around to it. And jump back to do the spacebar. Don't forget, guys, there are some discount codes based on what people asked for earlier on today as well. I think it's pinned in chat. So GMK Metropolis, Delta Keyboard Kits, GMK Burgundy. No, not Burgundy. GMK Camping. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, Wook Studios matching keycap sets. You can get 22% off if you buy one during the stream using the pinned code. So please don't forget to take advantage of that if that's something you're looking for. Okay, let's go back and fix the bent pin. Let me just see if I've got my switch puller to one hand. There it is. Okay, so we've just got one bent pin here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of the switch and I'm going to apply some pressure against the PCB, holding the switch in place, and then I'm just going to heat the pin up and that should just pop out. He says. Oh, the switch has decided that it wants to open up. That was not what I planned for here. There we go. That's that removed. Put the switch to one side. We'll grab a spare. We'll fix that switch after the stream. Can you confirm whether or not GMK Dandy R2 will be pre-orderable? I think that's only going to be in stock. I don't think there's going to be a pre-order for it, but I can't guarantee that at the minute. Usually how that works is the team will come to me with like their recommendations. And as far as I'm aware, based on the current position, we are only really planning on doing that as in stock. But I can't guarantee that until I've checked with the team. If we do decide to put it into pre-order, it'll of course be announced on the website and the Discord server. What is this now? There we go. Right, there we go. That's everything there soldered in place. It's all looking good. All nice and flush. Solder joints all looking good as well, which means it's time to put it in the case. No, I don't think that the TX switch pullers are good. The best ones on the market are the Wook Studios ones, in my opinion. They could do with being a little bit wider, but only around the grip area. I mean, not around the switch area, but like here, it could do with being a bit wider. But other than that, these are the best ones on the market, I think. Right, okay, let's get the PCB assembled into the top case. So we're going to flip it over, and then this is going to screw into position. Let's just check what size driver we need for this. It's quite a small one. I think that's going to be it. Feels about right. And we're going to go diametrically opposed here, so we're making sure that we're spreading the weight out. So we're just screwing that in nicely, and we're going to go diametrically opposed for each of these, just to make sure we're spreading the weight out evenly across the board, and that we're not going to impact the typing feel. Do I know the price of the Kahaka and Jane linked rubber hose? No, that's not been confirmed yet. As soon as I can share it, we'll share it. I suspect KLC will announce first, and then we'll follow with UK-based pricing shortly after. What length of force do you recommend to start experimenting with springs? Funny you should say that. We have a load of Geon springs going in stock on Monday. If you're going to experiment and you haven't tried them out, I'd probably start with something like some 18mm springs, double stage, and then probably some triple stage as well at 22mm, so you can kind of get like a breadth of experience. In terms of weight, it really depends on what you like. Personally, I tend to prefer something like 67.5 or 72 are the two that I tend to prefer. But of course, your mileage may vary. Okay, 2 more screws to go. Go. Put those screws back in that bag now. Okay, and the next job is to pop the whole thing together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop in the JST connector. May have to remove the daughter board for this, we'll see. I think we'll be okay actually. Do you know what? I'm not confident in that, so I'm just going to remove this just to make sure. The Wook Studios pulley is my go-to as well. I've had several boards where it's the only one that can get between the numpad and enter switches. It's thin enough, but it doesn't bend. Yeah, they are pretty good. I mean, they're milled from titanium, so they're always going to be strong. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at this, make sure everything's plugged together correctly. Didn't quite feel right before. But there we go. There we go. That feels better now. And we're just going to pop that back into place and screw that back in. Nice. Okay, the next job we've got is to make sure the cable runs nicely, and then we're going to connect it, to help if I put this the right way around, to the JST connector on the main board. I'm just going to pop that in there like so. make sure that cable runs nicely on the inside of the case. Pop the case top down. I'm going to need the other screwdriver. Pop the case screws back in. Again, we're going to go diametrically opposed. Dion springs are great. I like the 22mm, 60 gram is my sweet spot. Nice. Okay. And there we go, that's the keyboard all nicely assembled. Next job is we need to test this out. So let's grab up VIA. I think this runs on VIA, right? I've got a USB-C cable just here. I'll plug this in. Here it connects. I'm going to click on start now. Is that going to work? Okay, VIA please. VIA please. Okay, let's just make sure it works. Yeah, all looking good there. Okay, so this should give us the F keys. Yeah. All working there nice and simply. So we know that the keyboard works nicely now. I'm not quite sure why VIA is not wanting to configure it. It definitely says that it's paired. Click connect. It doesn't want to do that. I suspect that might be a me issue rather than a keyboard issue though. So that's all good. It's all working. Okay, next job guys is to pick some keycaps that we're going to put on here for the typing test and see how it sounds, make sure everything's working correctly. So I'm going to show you some options and you guys are going to be able to vote on this. Is a moderator around watching? Mods, is anyone available to create the poll? That's a VIA issue. I think it is. It's not even finding my, so when I click on authorized device, you can't see it. Oh, it is finding it now. It wasn't finding my keyboard before. It is now finding that. How bizarre. Yee, Jelly Master is around. Right, okay, so we're going to do a poll and you guys can pick what keycaps you'd like to see on the build today. We're going to have GMK Kaiju Mecha, which we boxed up today. Also November Fog is an option as well. Both of those will look pretty good on a nice silver keyboard. As well as that, we also have the concrete base kit from GMK Modern Materials. We have GMK Serica, which is one of my favorite sets for a silver board. And then finally, we have GMK British Racing Green. Those are the 5 choices for today. British Racing Green, Serica R2, Modern Materials Concrete, November Fog, or Kaiju Mecha. There'll be a poll up in a minute where you can pick what you want to see. And whilst we're doing that, I'm just going to fix this switch. There we go. And unbend the pin. There we go, and I can pop that back in the bag. They're all great choices, yeah. The poll will be up in a second, and you guys can pick what you want to see. Another week with no questionable option for people to try and rig. Yeah, I should throw like a questionable option in each week to see if you guys actually pick it right. That would be quite fun. That would be quite fun. Gonna be a tough one. Yeah, I'm interested to see what people pick. You have got a few minutes to pick. I'm going to drop a vote for my favourite. I've done that. Whilst you guys are voting, I'm going to take a quick comfort break. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. So yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes' time. You're just going to have to stare at my background setup while I quickly nip for a comfort break. And it looks like an ad break is about to start as well, so kind of fits perfectly. Back in a second, guys. Okay, guys, I am back. Wrong choices are leading. Modern materials doesn't actually exist, so it should be removed from the poll. It does exist. Why doesn't modern materials exist? Oh, modern? I see what you mean. I see. Typo, I see. Oh, right. I'm out of breath after running from the toilet back up here. Modern, I get you. I see, I see. I'm surprised British Racing Green isn't getting more love. Let's tidy up some stuff while we're doing this. Put my tools away. I always usually end up doing this after the stream, and then it takes me until like midnight to get home. So I'm just going to do a little bit of tidying up here. We'll see what you guys pick for today. I was going to try and rig British Racing Green, but looks like most people are just uncultured. This poll is mental. Some big spenders with the points coming out here. Poor November Fog, Modern Materials, and British Racing Green though. Not getting a look in today. I'm wondering how I'm going to get everything in here for the customer. Once it's built, the keyboard takes up a little bit more space. We'll figure something out. See if we can flap those in there. Yeah, that might work. Uh, 315 votes with 43% sees Serica R2 win. Selfishly, I want to see what concrete looks like on a silver board. Well, no one voted for, or very few percent, 47 votes went to Modern Materials, so you're not going to see that today. I thought my 9k for Serica was a lot. Yeah, 19,000 channel points from Demotex to get Serica ahead on here. How close is Concrete to Jags? I don't own Jags, but it's lighter than Jags, I think. It's lighter, I think. Okay, let's grab Serica. And let's flip over the camera and zoom in a little bit. There we go. So you guys can see the board as it comes together. Okay, so the 7U spacebar first of all. Got stepped caps lock, so we're going to grab that and pop that on. Let's go for the accent enter, because why not? Do you need that shift key? It's really interesting how flexible the PCB is on the edges, but not towards the center. Interesting. It's going to look like it's going to be nice, yeah. Didn't say concrete, could have been stone. It was the concrete base kit I showed, so it wasn't the stone one, I'm afraid. I do own both, but I didn't show both, so. That's not that one, is it? That looks too big, yeah. I was trying to eyeball it then, I thought, that looks way too big as a shift key. It was way too big. Let's try and find the correct keys for the bottom row here. Where's the other control key? That's a 1.5, isn't it? Yeah. Why can I not find the other control key? I've already put it away by mistake. Or is that it? That's it there, that's why. Okay. Find the FN key. That. Okay, see if we can find a pipe key now. I could have sworn that there was a yellow pipe key in this set, but perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps it is only alpha only. I think that's it for modifiers now, so we can get rid of all the yellow keycaps. Need to head off now. No worries, man. Take care. Rumours for DCS Windbreaker R2. I haven't heard any rumours, no, but I'd be more than happy to run it again. I could speak to the designer and see if they want to do it again. It's not a problem. Okay. Doomed to repeat the mistakes of our past. Designer said something about it in his Discord, but it was pretty vague. Who knows? Yeah, I've not heard anything about it. As I say, we've been more than happy to run it again. It was a great set. Thank you so much for Stop Platinum for the follow. I appreciate that. What is the best candidate for the upcoming elections in the UK? Oh, dude, I don't even want to think about politics here in the UK right now. I genuinely don't think there's a great answer to that question at all. I think pretty much every answer to that question right now is terrible. Yeah, that's the correct one. That's the correct key there as well. What am I doing, Jay? Jay, what are you doing? There we go. I can already see one thing I need to fix. This key here, you can see the gap between it's quite large. That key, that was the one with the bent pin. I have not got that flush when we put it in, so I will need to fix that. It'll take 2 seconds to fix though. We'll double check and see if there's any others that are slightly off before we finish the board off though. There might be a couple of others that give us some cause for concern once we've got keycaps on. And there we go. Some of my private group chats on WhatsApp are from politics right now, so I actively avoid it by being here and dealing with keyboards. Yeah, there's very few things I won't discuss on stream, but politics is one of those things that no matter what you say, it upsets somebody. Love me some coffee and keyboards, it's looking great. Thanks, man. So we do need to fix the L, but other than that, all of the other keys look nice and square and flush. You can see that the L key is just slightly off here. Where is it there? And that's just because that was on one with the bent pin and we didn't get it quite installed correctly. We'll fix that now though, because it's a really quick fix. Just the Metropolis base is discounted? Yeah, it's the base kits. Standard on midnight. So that I can't discount everything, otherwise there wouldn't be a business to give discounts. Okay, oops. A little bit more aggressive than I meant to be with that. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to fix the L key, which is this one here. I think we just need to heat up one side while we clip that back in. We're just going to get the soldering iron. I'm going to wait till it gets to temperature. And then what we're going to do is heat up the pin here. And then as soon as the solder starts to flow, there. I don't know if you guys heard that audible click, but that's all we needed to do. And then there we go. You can see it's now all nice and flush and level. Everything else looks good. I'm getting some breakup of the yellow there. Doesn't like the shadows, doesn't this camera? Looks super good. Okay, let's now get the case replumbed back together. Go. 9 key also wasn't flush. Wait, what? A 9 key? I don't see any issues with the 9 key. Try and align it to that line for you. If anything, it looks slightly depressed more, but that's probably a keycap issue. Nope, pretty sure it's good. There we go. What do we think, guys? Does that look good or what? They're just fingerprints on the side. This looks so nice with Serica on it. Such a good set for this board. Let's see how she sounds. Let's pause the music. You guys will have to let me know if you can hear the typing. That sounds pretty good, right? I do love a good old Cherry MX clacky build, and that's exactly what this gives us. Apologies for the yellow breaking up here. I'm not quite sure why this capture card does it, but it sounds really, really nice, especially because it's a PCB mount board. It's often really difficult to get these sounding good because the resonance bleeds straight through the PCB because it's a clacky material into the case, but this sounds and looks great. Excuse me, hay fever catching up with me. It looks so good. Super duper happy with that. Super happy with that. Shame the keycaps are going to have to come off for the customer, I'm afraid. But I can't be giving away the free keycaps. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So there we go. The yellow clashes with your green screen warehouse. Absolutely, yeah. So it's actually the new capture card. So whilst we're using a major roll now instead of the CamLink Pro, the capture card seems to struggle with flat colors sometimes. Originally it was struggling with the greens, so I've managed to get rid of that in the settings. But now it seems to be, especially in low lit environments, like as soon as I come above the streamlights, because the streamlights are about this level, if you look at my face, the streamlights are about here, which is why it looks really bright there. But then here, they're kind of above it. And when it's low light or when it's in shadow, it seems to just break up a little bit. So I'm not sure if it's the cable, if it's the camera, or if it's the capture card. But as soon as we're back in the light, it's broadly okay, apart from areas that are in shadow, like on the caps lock. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that I can't quite fix it. Go on, do it. No. You'll have to settle for striking now. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Okay, on to the final section of the stream then. It is time to look at some Pogs. For those that you don't know, these are a child's game from back in the 90s, and we've been collecting some Pogs on stream. So we have a little series card, and we've crossed off the ones that we've got so far. We're trying to use a whole box of the original retail Pogs. I bought a full box of these unopened. So this is full of all the Pogs, and my hope is that across all of these bags of Pogs we'll get the full set. Now, as well as that, I did make this on the laser the other day. Now this needs a backing putting in for it, but ultimately this is going to be the Pog display board, so you can see the Pogs will fit in these nicely, and this is going to be painted. So we're going to paint this black, have the Pogs displayed on it. It just needs a back to go on it because it's very flexible right now because it's made of cork. So we're going to make that at some point soon, and we're going to frame it. And of course the cork is now burnt, so it needs cleaning and painting. But that's going to be the plan. We do have a stack of Pogs that we have that are unique, and we have part of this collection. So we'll lay these out. And we do have some duplicates as well. Oh man, we've gone way off the screen here. So these are all the ones that we have that are originals effectively, and then we have some duplicates too. Ultimately, the duplicate Pogs are going to go in orders. Once we've gone through the whole thing, any SPC orders, that's Twitch sub orders, you might get a free Pog in the future in your packet. We're going to open 2 packets today because we haven't opened any for a little while. I don't think any are particularly rare or valuable. It's just a fun thing to do. We don't need the cup card, but these are like 20 years old, so opening them up now is pretty cool. This is from the 2005 range, I think. Let's see. Well, we definitely have a new slammer. That's the one that you used to try and flip them over. So we've got 3 of the 5 slammers, I think there is, which is pretty cool. That's the new slammer. Go camera focus. Number 3. So you have number 3, number 7, and number 4 of the slammers. Fortunately, there's no checklist for those, but we can have a look at them later on. For the new keycaps, we've got for the new Pogs, we've got a skull. Camera, please focus. Focus, camera. We've got a skull on flames. That is number 58. That's called Fire Skull. Let's cross that off the list. We've got, this is a duplicate, so that's going to go in the dupes pile. This is the same as this one here. So I'll put that in the duplicate pile. Next up, we've got number 32. This is another new one, oops, with just the Pog logo on it. That's quite cool. Number 32. Flame logo, it's called. Then we have, oh, this might be one that we've already got. No, so there's a couple of these ones that are slightly different. They're all basically alloy wheel inspired, but like with holographics. But there's different wheels. So we've got one of them there. This one is a different one. This is number 42. That one's called Rivet. There we go. And then finally we've got another one called Pog City, which is number 27. That's new as well. That's pretty good. We only had one duplicate in that pack. 27, Pog City. There we go. I'll order a new mouse mat right now if you put a Pog in it. Into the frame. Yeah. So they're going to kind of sit in here, like so. So this should be just about the right size for them. There you go. Just like that. That's how they're going to sit in. And then the slammers ones are slightly smaller because the slammers are slightly smaller. So these are over at this side here, and they should just sit in just like so, like that. But now my hands are black because the edges are all charred. So there you go. So now you have to buy a desk mat. I don't know who Matthew is. But there we go, we did well there. Get rid of the dirt from that. Covered in ash now. If you're still up for it, we would love to see a clock. Yeah, I'll show you, we'll open one more pack of Pogs and I'll show you the clock. It's very much a work in progress right now, but I'll show you it. Okay, second packet of Pogs. We don't need the card because we've already got one. We have this guy. This is a new Pog. This is number 12. So we'll cross him off. That is called Prodian, or Prodian. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Next up, we've got an alien skull, which is really cool. I love that artwork. That's just so cool. Number 60. That's called Alien Skull. Then we've got another new one. This is called the Electrolyte Misfit mod, number 3. That's pretty cool. Doctor Doom-esque Pog. And then we've got another new slammer, the World Series of Pogs. This one's like a poker chip. And it says $100 on it. That's quite cool. Can't cross that one off because I don't have a list for them. And then we've got Hello, My Name is Pog. And that's number 24. So there we go. That was pretty successful. It was pretty. Oh, there's still one more in here. There's still one more in here. This is another duplicate. We've actually had 3 of this ones. This is Kiss My Pog. That's a duplicate. That's not too bad. We've only had 1 duplicate every packet we've opened so far. So we're doing pretty well there. We're doing pretty well. And slowly but surely, the card is getting completed. Probably got about a third of them now, from about 5 packets. Some of them be cool tats. Yeah, absolutely. If anyone comes up to me at the meetup with a name tag that's like this, where it says, "Hello, my name is Pog," I'll buy you a beer. If you're old enough to drink. If you're not old enough to drink, I'll buy you a lemonade. I may ask to see identification. Chris, if you get a Pog tattoo, I will get a Pog tattoo. 100%. I have enough that it wouldn't make a difference to me. So yeah. There we go. That's pretty cool. So the Pogs are getting there. Hopefully by this time next week, I'll have the board fully made up, and we'll be able to put them in the correct number orientation and things like that. Matching tattoos, I'm in. 100% dude. Let's do it. I don't want to touch the customer's board now because I've got dirty fingers, but... But yeah, we can do matching tattoos, Chris. 100%. They're Pog coins, they're a crypto now? What? I did not see that. Let me have a look. Why can I not find the server? There it is. Oh, I've got a load of tags. Nice. Desert Storm as well. Trading cards. Nice, Chris. I like that. I can't find the post, Chris. Send me a link. I'll have a look. Send me a link. I will have a look. Cool. Now you have to do a poll for it. Poll for what? What are we doing a poll for? Oh, for what we get as a tattoo? Maybe. Maybe. I am quite fussy, but I would get a pog tattoo. I think that's quite fun. I think it's fun enough to do it. Right, okay. That is pretty much it for the time of the stream. So it's time for me to go home now. I've got a 10-minute drive from here, so I need to pack up, get home, and get sorted, because I'll be back here at the workshop for about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and I'm excited to crack on with the week, because the new shipment's going to arrive on Tuesday, which is going to be great fun. Which means I'll be able to get a lot of stuff shipped out this week, and I'm always excited for that, because it's great to see you guys when you get your new stuff. Don't forget, if you want to use the discount code for the stream, you've got about 5 minutes left before we do it. And if we get on the next stream to 195 subs in total, less than 20 to go, we'll do some GMK giveaways. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you all. I love you all. I'll see you on the Discord, and see you in MK UK, and hopefully see you at the meetup in a couple of weeks' time. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.